Okay, this is K9WLW. I have a quick demonstration video of cross-moding with a Yaesu FT2D radio, and I'm going to demonstrate cross-moding over to the TGIF DMR network. I saw a viewer who was having some difficulty in trying to key up a talk group that is not yet recognized by the Openspot database. Now, currently, I am set up for DMR radio to the TGIF network. So I'm going to make a slight change so we can do this with the Fusion radio. So I just went to the quick setup menu, which is always your good starting point when you're going to set up any changes. So instead of hitting the DMR radio, I'm going to switch to C4FM. And then I'm going to connect to a connector where it says DMR Plus Mark TGIF XLX. And then I have to search for the TGIF server. So I'm going to actually just go up here, tap on it, and just type TGI, and it narrows down my choices to something that's similar, TGIF. So I load that, and now you'll see it loads in black. And now I just hit the connect button.
Openspot connected. Server.
All right. I apologize. I knocked myself off channel. It said Openspot connected to MMDVM server. And you can see I am connected to the server address, and now I'm in modem mode of C4FM. So it is now set up to cross mode. Now, in the scenario that was described, a new talk group known as 358. I don't know the name of the talk group, but it's not a recognized talk group from the quick call list in the Openspot, at least yet. Okay. Now I'm using an Android device. I believe the viewer was using a Windows or Mac type device with a horizontal screen configuration. So in that kind of configuration, you have to hit a quick ball feature in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Now with a vertically oriented Android or tablet such as this or a cell phone, you have a separate page known as the Tools page that does the functions of quick call and so forth. So I'm going to the quick call page, and where you do the quick call here on the Tools page, instead of being a pop-up window, it's its own page. And it shows two lines at the top of the page. One that doesn't really have any name to it, and the one below it, which says destination ID. Now with this, you don't type in the upper box, you type in the lower box what talk group you want to connect to. So I'm going to put my cursor there, and I'm going to backspace to clean out what was last in there, and I'm going to type in 358. Now, if it recognized 358 as a talk group, it would load up in the top, and it would give it a name. Now, as of today, they don't recognize that talk group in TGIF. At least Openspot doesn't. Hopefully, on the next Monday morning update, that will change. But again, that's up to Shark RF to do. Don't know if they're going to catch that update or not. But even if they don't, doesn't matter. I've loaded 358 in the bottom destination ID. All I have to do is hit the call button. And if you look at the bottom, it says quick group call requested to ID 358. Okay. So now I'm connected to 358. Now here's a little quirk with the Openspot. It doesn't appear like I am because it says connected to server address TGIF, but it shows NA connected to, so it doesn't show talk group. So if I take the C4FM radio and do a quick push to talk and release, it wakes the hotspot up, and now you can see I am connected to 358. Again, it takes a radio push to talk release to activate it on the status page. But clearly, I am connected to 358. And just hitting push to talk on the Yaesu radio, I will be communicating and QSOing on talk group 358. As a matter of fact, this is a unique thing about DMR, and it's one of my favorite things about DMR is you can make up talk groups of your own. For example, if you want to have a semi-private conversation or roundtable on both the Brandmeister network and on the TGIF network, you can literally make a talk group out of your DMR ID. My DMR ID, I'm going to type in up here, is 312-8401. It is not a recognized talk group on any network, TGIF, Brandmeister, or otherwise. I can actually do a quick call or a call to that. I'll tap on the call, and you'll see quick call requested to 312-8401. I go back to the status page. Okay. It still says 358. However, if I do a quick push to talk and release with the Fusion Radio, it now shows I am connected to talk group 312-8401. Well, I can invite any number of amateur radio operators to join me on talk group 312-8401 on TGIF, and it works. We could have a roundtable conversation, or I could have a semi-private conversation with one individual or more individuals. It'll show up on the last heard traffic on the TGIF website. And if somebody's watching that, they might go, whoa, what's this 312-8401 conversation go on? And they can pop in and listen. So it isn't totally private, but it is doable. So you can literally make talk groups up out of thin air if they're not assigned to anything. Talk groups, by their very nature, are dynamic, which means they only exist when somebody keys up in them and is listening. If nobody's there and nobody's keying up, it disappears from the earth as we know it, and it's only listed in a directory, or not in this case. Same thing applies to Brandmeister. You can do the same thing. This is not like private calling. You're creating a talk group out of thin air, whether it's assigned with a name or not. Anyway, I hope that solves the problem for the gentleman who was trying to connect to 358 via Crossmode. Put it in the lower box. Hit the call button. Then on the Fusion Radio, just do a quick push to talk and release, and it should activate on the status page and show that you are connected to the talk group. As you can see here, I quickly jumped to 312-8401. I'll go back to the tools page. I'll change this destination ID. Again, the lower box, not the upper box. The upper box is just sort of a directory, and that's not the one you use. So even if it doesn't decode it, don't worry. 358. I hit the call button. I get a response. Quick group call requested to 358. I go back to status, and it still looks like I'm connected to 312-8401. However, a quick push to talk release on the Fusion Radio, and bada bing, 358 is connected, and it shows so on the dashboard on the status page. I hope that explains it thoroughly. I know it was difficult kind of communicating back and forth, so I felt inclined to record this video to hopefully help the amateur radio guy out. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email me at CQ, that's Charlie Quebec, followed by the number 2, CQ2 meters, METERS, CQ2 meters at yahoo.com, and I'd be happy to go over any details with you personally if need be. And if you need an over-the-phone consultation, I'd be more than happy to donate my time to kind of walk you through that. But I'm telling you that this hotspot works beautifully cross-moding to anything that is cross-modable. So 73s from K9WLW.